This is one of my favorite exercises to just wake up the voice and transition between registers. We're going to start off with an ooh, and then we're going to alternate between ha and ha and and then we'll add some nasal in there as we get higher to focus on placement and make those high notes a little easier. All right, breathe and have your tuning app open. It's okay if it's gravelly on those first notes. You're just warming up. You can go back and smooth those out later. So these are a nice, relaxed, easy ooh. Enjoy these, because this exercise does get a little intense later. All right, on these next ones, you're going to start with a ha and then switch to an uh-oh. Ha, uh-oh. Be aware of how that feels. The difference between the ha and the uh-oh. Ha. Ha. Try to grab all those notes in that slide and make it as smooth as possible. And notice where your break is. Take a look at your tuning app, and those are the areas you want to work through and smooth out a few times. And if you can remember to think about your larynx position and where it sits in certain parts of these slides, that's great too. Okay, now we're switching over to the nanny. Remember the nanny? Meow, meow. It's that whining neigh. It's so you can feel that placement up in your nose area. It makes it easier than like singing from your throat. We don't want that. Now obviously we don't want this either, but this is just to get that sensation. For the next one, try to round it out and make it more pleasing to the ear. If you feel like you're attacking a little too much, switch to a huh. And you can go back to the oohs at any point and see how those feel as well. And if you feel like you're losing that placement, go back to that whining. There's that A. Now this is obviously at the top of my range where I get super screechy, so this is where I usually switch to a straw or just tapping it with like a high hum or lip trill. I believe this exercise goes up to a C6 or a C5 for the lower version. Okay, so we're gonna work on the second half of that exercise, but this time instead of the yeah, we're gonna actually add more singing to it so it sounds more polished, or it sounds polished a little bit. So I try to put some attention into those breathing muscles at this point because my nervous system is going crazy. It knows that I'm hitting these notes that I'm not good at. So I try to focus my attention down on my breathing muscles and my lower abdomen area. I try to think about raising my soft palate like a yawn and getting my tongue out of the way so that it's not blocking any sound from coming out. And don't hurt yourself. I'm really pushing it here. I probably should be moving to the straw at this point. I should be moving to the straw at this point, but I'm really trying to hit that C6. I want to hit it comfortably by the end of the year, so I'm doing a little more than I should. My poor neighbors. Okay, and this is the last time we're going to do it, and we're just going to do with what feels natural and go as high as we can, and then when we have to stop, we're going to use our straw. If you can go all the way through, great. I really suggest you record yourself singing this exercise the first time through, and then also recording yourself the third time through and hearing how different it sounds. I think you'll find that it feels a lot better and that you're reaching those notes easier the third time through. I hope so. It would make sense. Have water nearby. Feel free to pause and take a sip of water at any point. I start to get to those higher notes, my nervous system is kicking in, and I switch over to a to kind of take the pressure off of there, so I'm not just punching those notes in the face. I mean, I still am, but when I add the it makes it a little less intense. And I'm trying to make that just come naturally and train my system to just do it, muscle memory style. That was pretty bad. So these ending notes are screeches. I wouldn't sing these in a choir rehearsal. I wouldn't attempt to sing these in front of people. But when practicing, it's fine. But look I'm almost at the end of the exercise now, where before I stopped at about like an A flat. So this really does help expand that range.